The things you and the publisher were really generous. Here's the book again, and you gave us permission to post the first chapter of the book on our website, and to put it among our various resources for our educator ambassador group. So I'd like to ask you to just give me a quick, so chapter 1, you call it The Dreamers, I think, right?
Right, right.
And it really features E.O. Wilson and Aldo Leopold. So maybe just tell me, give me the thumbnail version of why they were so inspiring to you, why you wanted to have them in the first chapter.
Well, they're both, I don't know how we're going to divide it up, but they're the fathers of modern conservation. And they both had dreams. Aldo Leopold had the dream of developing a land ethic. That we could actually learn to interact with the land around us without spoiling it. He didn't have a big track record to go on because we humans have never been able to do that. We just spoil it and move someplace else. Well, that's not an option anymore, and he recognized that. And of course, Wilson, the half-Earth sums it up. I mean, he's been trying to save biodiversity his entire career, and half-Earth says, here is the science that says this is how much of the Earth we have to have functional ecosystems on. Those are the dreams, but it struck me that it's a great lead-in to what I've been thinking about, in that this is a mechanism for achieving those dreams. Because poor Aldo died before his Sand County Almanac was even published.
Right, fighting a brush fire, I think, right?
He had a heart attack while he was fighting it. Yeah. So too bad he didn't get to see how much he changed the field. He also, his vision seemed to be restricted though to the places where we farm and where we hunt and where we mine and where we were using the land, but he didn't talk about where we lived. Mm-hmm. The notion that humans and nature can't live together is so deeply ingrained in our culture that he didn't seem to recognize it as an option.
Right.
Well, I'm saying it's our only option at this point because we're everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're using the land everywhere, but our footprint is just huge, even if we're not living there. And if we didn't see those places as, if we did see them as targets of conservation, we can do a whole lot better. Now, we're not going to, you're not going to have the bison running down your street. And most people won't accept wolf packs and things, but there's an awful lot of nature. And in terms of number of species, the bulk of it is compatible with human societies. So,
yeah. Well, that's, I mean, we're so aware in our work with the various communities and stakeholders that have to be engaged to make, to make this, to really make a difference. Yeah, I mean, I think in closing, I'm just so encouraged that your books have been popular, right? That people want to learn about this and want to engage with this and they want to know what they can do. And, so, this is primarily aimed at educators and students. And I'm just wondering, do you have anything that you'd like to say to teachers in particular, to students?
I think the central message has to be that each individual is important in this. You are critical to the future of conservation, even though most individuals do not see themselves that way. They don't see that they have a role at all. Yeah. One of our mistakes has been to leave Earth stewardship to a few professionals. Nobody else has a role in it. That's great. This is our nest. None of us have the right to spoil it, and we all have a role in protecting it. So getting that message across and saying, not only do you have an important role in conservation, but here are some very simple things you can do. That's the message.